These aren't hard questions, by the way. They're what I would expect any person who talks to him post the trial would want to ask. Hey, you had an incredibly public trial that was very widely viewed, that is very memeable on the internet. A lot of people are talking about it. It's a thing. Can we talk about that?
Why would you bring that up? No, this is Soros. This is obviously deep state. You're a pirate. You're a pirate. You're a Soros.
And he rage quits.
Do I get it?
I don't think you should keep doing that.
What? Dude, I murdered those children.
Channel 5 interviewed Alex Jones. I would say his first interview post losing an incredibly large amount of money, although how much he'll have to pay out, we'll see. But in that civil suit, he did in fact get a very large amount, I believe to the tune of $48 million, but it's going to come down to what exactly are the limits. And it was a bit of a bombshell and an unraveling of Alex Jones thoroughly. If you weren't watching it, holy fuck, that was the trial of the century. It was all kinds of things. It was an absolute and complete circus. It was a kangaroo court, but not in the traditional sense of what a kangaroo court typically is. This was a kangaroo court in the sense that Alex Jones was acting like a kangaroo. Just straight up, like, again, I can't stress enough. I've never in my life seen someone go on a live show and create more evidence for the case against him and then have that submitted the next day, where he's straight up making fun of the judge, making fun of the jury, showing the judge in flames, and then having to explain it. He had to explain it afterwards. He had to sit there in the stand and be like,
oh, it wasn't that you were on fire, Judge. Yeah, it was actually, those were the flames of liberty. Oh, it was the flames of liberty, and it was coming up behind you.
And I was like, oh my God, this is, again, no one will ever believe the movie. No, like, if there's a movie made about that, like, it may be the first time in history where they would have to tone it down. You know how sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, did that happen? And you look it up, you're like, oh no, that didn't happen. They're exaggerating for entertainment. It's a movie, you know, you want to print the legend. But this would be a case where they would have to scale it back. They would have to cut things out. Like they would have the gum sequence, you know, the trying to shake the hands of the parents, everything, you know, unreal. Anyway, so this is the first, I would guess, within his safe space ecosystem interview that he had. The entire thing is up on Patreon. If you want to go support Channel 5 and the work they do, you can go watch the entire thing. I am not going to broadcast it and steal the content and give it to you. This is not me virtue signaling. I'm just telling you where to get it. And we're going to watch the clip that they have made.
Responsible for what happened to the Sandy Hook families?
Yes, I killed the children.
But beyond that,
I mean, I went in that school, I pulled a gun out, and I shot every one of them myself. I mean,
that is so fucking disingenuous, by the way. You don't, like, it's such a childish response to a serious question, and it's such a deflection to suddenly be like,
yeah, I literally killed the kids. Sorry, it was me. I killed every single one of them. Yeah, I pulled the trigger.
Because no one is saying that. No one's accusing you of that. But do you feel responsible, or partly responsible, for the effects that your broadcasting for profit had on the victims, like the parents? The grieving parents. Do you feel at all any regret or remorse for what happened to them? Legitimate question, not one that like Glenn Greenwald would have ever asked, because he knows that that's an actual question. But that's a deflection right away. You can hear it.
I'm guilty. It's true.
No, but I mean,
no. Let's just. Do I feel responsible that someone that played shoot 'em up video games on a bunch of drugs went and killed a bunch of kids and then?
Okay, again, video games are not the causes of mass shooting. They're not the causes of extreme acts of violence. This is like, it's been so thoroughly studied and debunked at this point. You know, it's just like study after study comes out and it's like, oh, actually violent video games do not increase violent, predilections or desires. In fact, it pacifies them quite a bit. That's been the response. It turns out video games can help things like coordination, the ability to have spatial memory, stuff like that. It turns out this idea that has been propagated by conservatives since fucking forever, Night Trap, Mortal Kombat, fucking all that shit, Doom, is not true. It's just simply not true. It doesn't, like, if you kill aliens in space as the space commando, that doesn't make you want to fly into space and go kill the aliens as the space commando. Like, I know, strange but true. It's so weird. This is a great freeze frame. Yas! New emotes, everyone! Da-da-da-da-da. This is the, was it a fart or did we go too far? Did we do a little poopy? That's the face. Hell yeah.
The internet questioned it and I covered that. No, I don't feel responsible and I don't apologize anymore. I'm done. I don't apologize. I killed the kids.
Was there a definitive?
That's not the question, Alex. Like, he didn't ask, do you feel any guilt for killing the children at Sandy Hook, Alex Jones? Did you feel guilt for that?
No, I killed him. I killed him.
You didn't kill him.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, everybody said, no, I killed him.
All deflection. Fucking man-baby deflection.
I killed him. I already admitted I did it. I killed him. I'm the bad guy. I'm the devil. Get rid of the First Amendment. Can we move on to other topics?
I don't think.
I killed him.
Get rid of the First Amendment. Oh, great.
First Amendment killed him. Second, get rid of the Second Amendment. Get rid of the First Amendment. They're bad. They killed the kids too. George Washington killed him.
This is so fucking extra. Like, holy shit. You're really going all out on this one.
I'm literally Satan, okay? I am Beelzebub. I am the Dark Lord, the Dark Prince come to life.
Jesus killed him. We should rename the whole planet Sandy Hook. Everything. There should be holidays. We should bow 5 times a day to New Haven, Connecticut for the kids that died. Every American's to blame. Every gun owner's to blame. I'm to blame. We're all guilty to Bloomberg.
See, this is the fucked up thing. So when I interviewed the lawyer who was in that trial, who like sat in the room and had the gotcha moment, the Perry Mason moment on Alex Jones, he was completely right. He will never stop. He never will. Like, there are people who, when faced with enormous amounts of consequences for their actions, have self-reflection and actually take a moment to be like, all right, this is fucked up. You want an example? Look at the Spanky Tanky. Fucking Caleb Maupin had at least, and it's probably not going to be for long, but at least had the good grace to disappear from the internet for a little while and shut off his fucking RT propaganda machine. And it's just like, all right, you know what? This is pretty bad. Okay, so Alex Jones will never do that. Like, outside of it bankrupting him to the point of making him like completely and utterly broke, even that I don't think he would stop. I think he would still like go on other people's shows, use whatever new platform he can come with, start a Rumble account and just start doing that, because that doesn't cost any upfront costs, whatever. He would never stop.
And Soros, turn our guns in. Turn our guns in. I know, I did it. I killed them. I killed them. I killed them. I know, I killed them. So I'm done talking about it. Okay. I killed them. Okay, go ahead.
Can we talk about the trial at all?
There's nothing to talk about. Let me tell you, I don't know if I can do this interview right now.
These aren't hard questions, by the way. They're kind of generic. They're what I would expect any person who talks to him post the trial would want to ask. Hey, you had an incredibly public trial that was very widely viewed, that is very memeable on the internet. A lot of people are talking about it. It's a thing. Can we talk about that?
Why would you bring that up? No, this is Soros. This is obviously deep state. You're a pirate. You're a pirate. You're a Soros.
And he rage quits.
You liking it?
I don't think you should keep doing that.
What? Dude, I murdered those children. I did. I killed them myself.
Still not a funny thing to say. Yeah, I get the point, but it's just like, fuck.
Like, if you had been sued for what he's been sued for, if, like, genuinely, like, to the tune of what, $49 million, the parents who lost their kids in a horrifying tragedy, he made money by saying they were lying, that they were crisis actors, that their kids weren't real, that it was chemicals in the water, chemicals in the walls, that they were just spinning in circles, and that's the tell. That fucking ghoulish shit. If it got to the point where the audience was harassing the parents so badly that one of those grieving parents who should have just been allowed to grieve was getting fucking all these phone calls from his asshole fans, to the point they committed suicide, would you find that that's like a fertile ground to start making jokes? Like, this is what I'm going to fucking make jokes about. Like, again, it sucks because Alex Jones, he's funny. He is funny. gay frogs, fucking all that shit. But man, he's horrifying. He is such a horrifying monster to think at this point. Like, and these weren't even questions where it was like, could we ask you about a small detail about this specific to, do you find that maybe your rhetoric was a little bit charged at that moment? Like, it was not even fucking Glenn Greenwald softball. I'm gonna fucking, you know, direct you into what to say here. It just straight up like, do you feel any regret for what you did? The easy answer would have been yes, or like, I guess the normal or human response should be just yes. Yeah, I fucked up. Like, it's not hard. I'll admit I was wrong. I was so wrong, and it's really unfortunate that I got to that degree. There you go. That's all you have to do. Instead of going on these fucking tirades.
Why? I fucking killed the kids. It was me. I killed them all.
Fuck it, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm far beyond giving a fuck right now.
I understand.
Dude, you want to fucking take me on?
No, but I'm just saying, they really, that wasn't their intention.
What you just watched is 2 minutes of our 20-minute interview with Alex Jones. Bear in mind, this is the first interview that Alex Jones has done with the press since...
I gotta say, I fucking love Andrew's aesthetic. How, like, it all feels like home movies that I used to make with, like, you know, my brother back in the day, where we would have like this little like VHS camera, and we would set up like this set out of stuff that was around the house and kind of thing. I'm not saying this as like a diss or a burn. I think it's fucking awesome. And like, it adds this kind of flavor to the whole thing.
He lost the Sandy Hook defamation trial and was fined over $41 million by a Texas judge. If you'd like to watch this video, you can go to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/channel5. Thanks.
Well, if you want to support Channel 5, because they give us quite a bit of content, you can go to patreon.com/channel5. In addition to that, you'll be able to enjoy that Alex Jones interview in its entirety. But yeah, Alex Jones rage quit. And again, what he has shown us is fucking... It's like, it's... There's my face again. It's like, this wasn't fucking hard shit, you know? He like... The two questions that Andrew asks in this part, it's not like he's fucking grilling him. He's not putting his fucking, you know, feet to the fire. He's also the only person who bought his own book. He's gonna be like, oh, it's a #1 bestseller, and he's got like fucking tens of thousands of copies as his props. I mean, it's all business expenses too, because you could just say that it's part of your set. It's genius, right? You spend a whole bunch of money, you write it off at the end of the year, and it counts as your set, and then your book's a bestseller, and you advertise your book in the background. Win, 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 all around. Do you enjoy the Serfs, but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback, because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demmel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earthhuman, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojack, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.